Whoa. Yeah, what is up?
Hey, how you doing? What's up? What's up?
What's up, man?
Nah, I'm chilling, living my life, like always.
That's what's up, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. MuseMe TV, episode 157, I think. Yeah, 157. Once you start grinding these out, you lose track. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the studio. We are here, episode 157, and we have in the studio my friend Kevin. So you actually won't be the first guy on here named Kevin. I've had another guest that's my old high school friend. His name's Kevin.
Oh, that's pretty nice, sir.
So it's not that weird, but
Okay.
he's a tall white boy Viking. So this whole Kevin Mexican vibe, I'm liking it. So what's up, Kevin? Welcome to the show. I'm glad you agreed to do this.
Well, I'm actually just excited just to discuss about anything I kind of want to have in mind for the most part. You know?
I know. I kind of want to discuss. I have in mind.
Yep.
Okay, let's start off. We were talking about a little bit. We're just YouTubers and they're fighting. Jesus, are you ready for this? Are you ready for fucking Jake Paul versus Conor McGregor?
Yeah, the Jake Paul and Conor McGregor. That's too funny. Like how it just feels like a little tiny kid just picking up like an old man right there. However, that old man has a lot of skills. You know, that old man can have a lot of skills that can mess up freaking Jake Paul. And it's funny how Jake Paul talks behind a camera but doesn't say stuff to Conor McGregor's face. Man, if he did that to Conor McGregor's face, that would be a whole different story right there.
Yeah. And I think that's pretty crazy too, how like celebrities are turning into a boxing thing, right? Like celebrities are turning into a thing. Like,
yeah.
What are celebrities doing out there boxing? Like,
I guess they just want to prove themselves even more. I guess they want to prove what they have, and so they just want to prove many people wrong just because they're rich or fame or they have this famous. I think they have that mentality that they just want to be the top of the world, want to be the big dog.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's what I believe. That's what's going on since they're all famous, you know. So I think it's pretty ironic, you know. And then especially how things becoming today's world is just, they just want the power. That's the thing.
Do you follow a lot of YouTube? Do you watch a lot of YouTube and shit like that?
Actually, when I was like a middle schooler or when I was in high school, you know, I graduated this year, obviously.
2 years ago? A year ago?
Yeah.
7 months ago?
7 months ago. The most crappiest graduation I've had just by doing a drive-by. Honestly, yeah, I watched a lot of YouTube and everything. It was pretty nice during those times because I think the older generation of the YouTube was, I believe they had a little bit more of their morals, of their sense, you know.
Who's like one of them?
My favorite YouTuber, the one I watched, that was actually Angry Grandpa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
But unfortunately, he has passed away around 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, I remember them saying something about that.
Yeah.
YouTube is actually a pretty interesting place, too, because the way it started off, too, as a whole upload whatever video you want, like, you know, just upload, hey, I recorded you skateboarding and you fell, let's upload it, to now it's like intense TV shows and shit like that. Like, have you ever seen that YouTube channel Hot Ones?
Yeah, and I have.
Where it's just like them eating hot sauce with fucking celebrities, like the most famous people ever.
Yeah.
Like, I never would have imagined something like that were to come from it.
Definitely. Yeah. Hot Ones is a pretty good YouTube channel I watch. Sometimes they're in that. My favorite episode was the one with Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, yeah.
Gordon Ramsay was talking a lot of shit to freaking the host of it. I mean, sorry, I don't really know his name, but it's all good.
I don't know any. That's okay. That's another crazy thing too. Is that there's so much entertainment out there. How is everybody supposed to know everything?
Exactly.
There's everything. Like, okay, there's this really, really famous Mexican YouTuber by the name of El Rubius. Have you ever heard of this guy?
No, I have not.
There you go, dude. I heard about him one time because I watched this like YouTube news channel. Have you ever heard of Drama Alert or Keemstar? Any of those names ring a bell?
Nah.
Well, Well, anyways, I was watching them and they were just talking about like different other people that like, oh, this guy has actually surpassed a certain amount of views. Like at the time when Fortnite was a big thing, Ninja was kicking ass on Fortnite, right?
Oh, yeah.
Ninja is all about Ninja. But that's only because us Americans and people on the North American server and stuff like that knew about Ninja. But there's this Mexican dude, the name El Rubius. He's a YouTuber and everything like that. He has just as many views, he's just as popular as freaking Ninja is. It blows me away. So there's like in these little niches, there is really famous people that are just out there that we don't know about. This is the guy. See, look at that shit. That's ridiculous.
Oh, wow. Man, he looks pretty much almost white to me here.
Yeah, look at that. Almost 40,000, 39 million subscribers. Each of his videos a week ago, this got still 2 million. So this is technically like, I guess you can say like a ninja or some kind of American YouTuber, but in the Spanish community.
Wow.
But we'd never know about this guy because our algorithm and stuff doesn't suggest stuff like this.
Yeah, that's just pretty crazy though.
It shit blows me away. Like there's so much of a world on the internet that we just don't know about.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of heard about it. Have you ever heard like the dark web and shit like that?
I think everybody kind of heard about the dark web whenever they kind of scroll everything around.
Think it's kind of sketchy? Think it's a thing? You think?
It's actually pretty interesting. I actually follow this YouTuber named Mr. Nightmare actually.
Okay.
And he talks about a lot of scary stuff. I mean, sometimes he talks about a lot of true stories in a certain sense, and he says that this certain event happened in the dark web and so on and so. And you know, there were ones that kind of freaked me out in a certain way. So I've never really went on the dark web, me personally, but actually my curiosity just kicked in.
Yeah.
Thinking about it.
Is it something that you think you would try? Something maybe?
Maybe get a old fucked up computer and probably connect to a different server and just go right in just to see what's in there.
So do you think somebody would find you right away? Is that why you probably don't want to fuck with the dark web? Like you never know?
Yeah, that's why I don't want to fuck with the dark web, because you just never know what's out there.
Yeah.
You know, there's some really good professional hackers that just can really like track you down instantly. So it's pretty crazy out there. So I mean, I'm sure that firewall has been getting more powerful ever since, or technology has been. Being out there more, I just believe that it won't be so easy. But however, anything's possible.
Yeah. Are you a fan of technology?
I'm a pretty big fan actually.
Do you think it's gonna change the way we live, or maybe for the better good of humanity? Because I talk about this a lot on the podcast too. It's like, are you ready for like human innovation to be like taken to the next level with like being able to like work with computers more and like smart homes and like, okay, imagine Tesla Uber, but there's no driver. Is that something that's too weird in the upcoming years? Because it's probably going to come in the near future and in our lifetime that we will see literally Uber driving Tesla cars.
Yeah. Good thing about that, the only big fan of technology is for the military. That's what I'm a big fan of, is because I love how there's so many technologies, how what the government has become for their beneficial for the military, you know, especially for the Air Force.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing that technology should be used on. But honestly, technology is kind of, ever since passing on generation, I believe there's been a lot of ignorancy and a lot of hypocrisy in some type of way. I'm not saying for all people, you know, I'm just saying that I just think that people have lost their certain sense of morals, and they don't actually use so much of the knowledge, except they rely so much on the technology, but they don't really use what we're technically here supposedly. I'm not saying technology should be demolished. No, I just think technology should be here, but for good reasons, you know. Nothing that is going to be absolutely worthless type of way.
Yeah.
If you understand where I'm coming from.
So maybe like, what's an example? Something that's technology-wise that's kind of useless. I don't know what's an example of something technology wise that you feel is going to be useless or that we don't need that's actually coming right now. Like these vape pens, do we really need these? These end up filling landfill. These end up like getting thrown away. There's a battery in there that has probably some kind of chemical in there that shouldn't be introduced to our environment. This is technology. We've invented this.
Yeah. Personally, that, possibly could be used, but in a certain sense. I mean, I don't think it's necessary that we need it 100%, no. But I'm sure everybody's different, everybody has their different ways of thinking of, oh, I could use example for this. Let's just say this. I'm going to just say mostly the social media platforms.
Whoa, he went there, guys. Let's do the bomb. The social media platforms. We went there. Okay, well, explain.
Just a lot because how things been getting crazy this year. How things been getting crazy with politicals. How things been getting crazy that the way they want to change people's minds about their views. And I mean, I'm not saying it's a lot to politics. Everything comes from wherever it comes from. Everything has a history. It's just. The thing is, I don't agree with technology. It's like they use so much of that social media that they trying to brainwash, or they trying to make us feel however they want us to make it feel. It's basically a person kind of attacking another person's views.
Yeah. Did you see the documentary, The Social Dilemma?
No.
Okay, there's this documentary on Netflix you should probably check out called The Social Dilemma, where they actually talk about what you're talking about, where social media giants like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all these things, they actually feed people, us, the information that they want us to be fed so that it's kind of pushed in a way. The best example I can give you is like kind of like sheep. So if you have a whole corral of sheep and they're all just roaming around everywhere, you start leading them into a narrow path, they all end up going in a line. Yeah. So they all end up following that one path. Like even though there's another path, if all the other sheeps are going down that one path, they kind of just follow those other sheep because they're just like, oh, well, no one's going down that way, so might as well keep going this way. So in that sense, I guess I get what you're saying, where social media kind of just makes people think a certain way.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of different, I guess it depends though, because they say that social media, in a way, is a very leftist kind of approach, kind of sense. Like, very, very leftist. It's to the left side more leaning than anything. But I mean, it should be as free as it can be, but it's not.
Yeah.
There's this professor and the scientist named Brett Weinstein who actually promoted this thing called Unity 2020 on Twitter, where he wanted the left and the right to actually come together and come up with ideas so we don't have to keep fighting with each other. Kind of like a third party. It's a third party instead of like the independent party or whatever, but it was actually something else kind of like that. He was banned off Twitter right away. That post was banned.
See, and that's the thing, like especially with everything's going on. I mean, I'm not going to mention it because,
Why not? This is MuseMe TV. We mention all of it.
Well, screw it then. It's just, I just don't want people starting to go off on this. Oh, just because this guy has a certain belief, and then we should, immediately demolish him. See, what pissed me off the most about social media is about this politician view. It's like, example, people wanted to vote for Trump. People wanted to vote for Biden, right? And then there was this third party, and then there's this Kanye West. Obviously, didn't get there. But however, what made me mad is just that they kind of wanted to feed the ideas into our heads that, oh, Donald Trump is the bad person here. Oh, that this Biden person's the bad here, and there was like this whole fight here. But the whole thing, what you can check out about is if you go to the comments, especially on the Instagram platform, everything like that, or Facebook, that's when the actual war is there. People fighting and fighting and fighting. So it's pretty, for me personally, it's entertaining. But for me, I just think it's stupid because isn't there better solutions that sometimes people can do, to make things better? You know, like example, like, is there ways that people should just stop feeding ideas in their head? I mean, I understand exactly what they're coming from because they're trying to fight for their rights. You know, that's understanding. That's a whole understanding point here. But don't take it to the point that we should all like stop our own selves and not be ourselves anymore, because we all live here to be ourselves and we all here to make a living. You know, and that's what I think that's all bullshit about it. It's just technology kind of leads them more into the politics ways, you know, so they kind of want to manipulate us. So,
but it's only getting worse. You know that, right?
Yeah, I do know it's getting worse. I mean, there's no way it's going to stop eventually.
Yeah. Especially like, again, like technology is getting stronger and more advanced, where like we don't really ever look away from our phones. Yeah. We're like always on them, always checking stuff, to the point where the only thing that makes it so slow is that we have to literally look at the phone to be able to get the information. But Elon Musk is coming up with this thing called Neuralinks. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's this little microchip that they're going to put in the back of your head that's kind of just a receiver for all the data that's sent to your phone. So you'll be able to look up like Google Maps on your head, be able to check out different things pretty quick, just instantaneously. They already did testing on pigs. They already did animal testing. Is that something you not in favor for? Is that something you can't really think of why people are doing that? What is your belief on the way we're turning into machines? Because a lot of people would say now that we are, because we always have our phone with us. It's always, if we don't have it, we're worried or something is trouble, like if we're missing a part or something. So now it's getting to the point where, well, what if we don't need the phone because it's already connected inside of our head?
Personally, I'm not in favor with that, because one is, what if some evil
gangster shit right there?
Yeah, exactly. What if some evil person behind the whole entire headquarters system or decides to corrupt the whole entire, like, to say that company of Elon Musk is going to come up with? And well, let's just say, what if he turns us into, what if he like manipulates our heads or brainwashes us and become freaking crazy? And then, you know, let's just say like this Purge. You know, I've seen too many movies. It's just so trippy, right? Let's just say like the Purge, like the Terminator. What if it becomes into a Terminator?
Yeah.
Type of society.
Well, you know what they've said? I don't know if you've ever heard this term called desensitization. Desensitization. You ever heard of that word?
No, pretty new for me.
Okay, what that word pretty much is like you pretty much see something so many times that when it actually does happen, it's not that shocking to you. So you're desensitized. So think of it this way. If we constantly always see movies about, Terminator and like robots coming to kill us, when it actually does happen, it's not going to be that freaky. It's not going to be as scary, because it's like, hey, yeah, this is just like on Terminator. It's not that bad. And then it's going to be so much easier. And I think the government kind of plays a role in doing that. They kind of desensitize the humans or basic people like us into knowing certain things. And what kind of sucks is because we don't know everything that we can know. As humans, there is so much that we can know, but we don't know. Like we barely know functions of our brain. We barely know that certain like aspects of like religions are actually beneficial in like spiritual ways and stuff. Like, you know, when they hook up like these MRI machines and stuff to your head and you start praying, they like see these kind of like connections happen in your brain, but yet they'll see the same connections if you're like somebody who plays chess intensely.
Yeah.
Like, we know nothing about ourselves as humans, dude.
Oh no.
And that being said, I feel that there are people out there that do know a lot more about humans and about themselves and about the way the world works and the way our brains works, and then they kind of keep us dumb, not letting us know our true potential as human beings.
Yeah, actually, there is this famous guy. Actually, I kind of look up pretty much to him though. There's this famous guy that he's actually a retired Navy SEAL, and he actually was retired of all types of branches he went through. Actually, he went through Ranger School, and then he also went through any more special forces throughout different branches.
Jocko?
No, his name was David Goggins, actually.
Oh, Goggins.
Goggins.
I know
Actually,
David.
him, he used to be an obese guy. He decided to lose all that weight when he was in the Air Force.
Motherfucker, you know you ain't hard. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. So I believe that guy is the true legend of everything. Of maybe that's why he doesn't really let technology manipulate him in a way. He's actually battles him himself, and that's why he didn't really clearly know himself because he wanted to become because he was a type of person to be working at a sanitary to, kill bugs. That's what he did for a living at first. So later on, he just decided to mentally challenge himself, and so yeah, that's why he decided to show to people that.
Okay, see that. Okay, that's a beautiful thing, right?
Exactly.
That David Goggins did something like that.
Yeah.
But what if he did that, but we didn't have the internet to ever know somebody like that did that? So he couldn't motivate another person to do that because, okay, like, he puts up a video and sometimes you're just like, fuck yeah, David Goggins. I need to do something because I'm lazy as fuck.
Yeah.
Imagine if he always did that stuff but didn't put up a video or just wasn't putting it online, so it didn't motivate a bunch of people. So there wasn't that aspect of technology helping people. Because, again, I'm going to kind of be the devil's advocate here, but I love technology. I actually want 2 of those microchips in my head, dude. I think it's going to make us humans more of a understanding kind of people. Okay? Because, like, I think one of the hardest things that we have as human beings is understanding, like feelings. Okay, this is a dumb example, but bear with me here. There's this time where maybe you were like in love, super, super in love.
Oh, yeah.
But you broke up, you ended up breaking up with your girlfriend, and you told your brother or you told me about it. You're just like, yeah, man, I feel like shit. My heart hurts. It sucks. But us as other people, we don't know that true feeling. Like, we don't know exactly how you feel. Like, you can tell us like, oh man, my heart hurts, and like, oh, I don't feel so good. Love sucks. But we'll never know the exact feeling. What if this technology does allow us to feel how other humans feel? Is that scary, or is that something you would embrace? Here's another example. This is kind of weird, but a woman's orgasm, or even another man's orgasm. Like, would that be something that you would be weirded out by? Where you're just like, I don't even want to work with that. I don't even want to feel other people's feelings. Or like, say if somebody's like family member died, and you're just like, I wonder why this guy's so sad. I don't know why he's so sad. And he tells you like, yeah, he passed away.
Yeah.
But you kind of understand. You're like, oh man, I kind of get what you're feeling, but I don't feel it exactly. But with this technology, you end up feeling how he feels. How would you feel about that? I'm all about feeling. It's weird, I know, but it's actually, we're getting close to that. We're actually getting really close to doing something like that, where it's, again, you would be able to feel how other people feel.
See, that's pretty trippy right there. It's just, let's just say that, oh, I broke up with this girl. Or let's just say she broke up with me, and then I remember when I used to be constantly bitching about it one time at one point. We all been there, exactly. Been constantly, telling one of my homies and stuff like that. But I'm sure they don't know because they don't know what I went through of my type pants, because everybody's different.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody copes exactly differently. So that technology would be pretty trippy at first, but that's just going to be like, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be another person be like saying, oh, why do I need to know about that? Oh, what I need about that? No, they're just going to, there's some people that are going to have feelings that they don't really care.
Yeah, or they don't even want to feel them.
Exactly. They're going to be like, I don't care. Just move on.
Yeah.
Same old thing.
It's just one of those weird things to think about, that technology is going to advance so far into the future that it can do shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Or the VR thing. Would you be willing to go into another world and just sit there? But you're in another world, but this other world is amazing. Like, literally fucking amazing. You are who you want to be. You're doing what you want to do. No worries, no problems, no nothing. But it's in a virtual world.
I think that'd be pretty nice.
Yeah, that'd be fun, right?
I saw a lot of tripping movies about
We saw
this.
Ready Player One. We both saw it.
Play or that episode from Family Guy whenever
Yeah.
Stewie goes into that virtual event whenever he killed his mom.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
That episode is old as fuck. So if
I
you guys
know.
haven't seen that episode, go F yourselves. But
No.
yeah, technology. I don't know. I like bringing that up. Technology is a crazy thing. They say that the government actually is 20 years ahead of us in technology. So like whatever they give us, like the phones and like the iPads and like these cool things that they've released just recently, they have something on the shelf 20 years ahead of its time.
So it's crazy. What makes me wonder too, because the far future I'll be in the Air Force, however, be commissioned as an officer. What's crazy about it is I've saw planes that they use old school material whenever they're like pilots or whenever they're operating. They use old school material.
Okay.
And then there's RPA pilots. Same thing. But what makes me wonder is like in the early, it's crazy how it's evolved technology. You're right. So the Air Force became extinct since 1900s, like since the early times. But then the actual Air Force became in 1947. You know how it was so old school. You know how the Wyatt brothers invented the airplanes during those times, and it's like it's crazy that type of technology was so like weird in a certain way. But then ever since, I don't know. I just feel like since the Cold War, that's when everything has started evolving quickly.
Did you so you want to go into the military?
Yep.
It's the Air Force.
Yep.
So how do you feel that the Air Force just released data and information saying that they've seen UFOs?
I think that's pretty that's pretty crazy, my personal opinion.
Right?
Because now it's ironic. They created the Space Force, the new branch has been released. And it's like now what we're gonna fight aliens
Well,
to the next galaxies.
well, I was hearing this crazy stuff too on the last Joe Rogan podcast. There's this space commander guy that was done some missions on space stations and stuff like that. But he was talking about how back in the day, there's actually been some shit where China and I think he said Russia, where they've actually did try to flex and they've destroyed satellites up in the air.
Yeah.
So I see, they kind of need a space force for that shit,
Exactly. So we probably might have to do their conflicts with other future countries in a way. So, of my understanding.
And it's shitty because what they're doing is they're making what's called space trash, a bunch of just debris that just fucks up other satellites up there. So if there's a few satellites up in orbit, they already have a distinct orbit of how they're supposed to go around the Earth, right?
Yeah.
Well, if they get destroyed, all of a sudden these parts and debris start flying everywhere, and it starts disrupting the ones that are everywhere because it kind of like ruins what's going on.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the crazy part here too. Is just, and then another fact about it too is just there's a whole lot of things that has to do with global warming. It has to do a lot of things about our climate. How it's been getting worse each year, all of a sudden, and then how they're protecting this world wants to end. But yeah, like what you were coming up with that fact is like about that trash,
Space trash.
space trash. There you go.
It's fucked up.
Exactly. So it's like, so you're kind of mentioning the ways that where is our whole type of waste gonna go? Technically,
Yeah. Or we just make more waste in the air, in space. That sucks.
that would suck. Yeah.
Angel Abeta says, Kevin, what are you saying? Angel Abeta in the comments. Thank you for joining. Welcome. We're here hanging out, just having a chat about whatever, random stuff. That's all they said in the comments.
Yeah, it's just whatever type of stuff.
That's it. So do you believe in aliens? Damn.
Somewhat.
On the spot. Okay, because are you a religious person? Are you a religious little boy? Do you believe in the Catholic faith and them not touching you?
I guess you could say that I'm not. I mean, I was pretty religious when I was pretty little and stuff, but however, I've kind of seen a lot of things on sides here that just made me feel like, I just guess I'm gonna back down for a little minute. So, I mean, yeah, my family's pretty religious, you know. So it's just in a certain way, I'm trying to find myself in a way.
Don't you hate that?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's so hard because my family's kind of religious too. I know they believe. When I was younger, I lost my brother, and you know, I want to believe that he's in a better place, like you know, in more spiritual. I'm just gonna say up in heaven. I mean, who doesn't want to believe that?
Yeah.
But then the older you get, the more you start believing in like other sciences and the way that the world actually works and stuff like that. You're just like, holy fuck! Like, have I been lied to, or did they just kind of like tell me this so they didn't want to scare me because me getting too old is me? Because they do say knowledge is power, but knowing so much knowledge is actually kind of bad. Like the more you know, the more you worry about everything because you know everything.
Yeah, it kind of relates to me in certain ways in the way, but however, I'm sure not everybody knows everything 100%.
Not well. I mean, there were old things that we could like the Library of Alexandria. Then they just got burned down, or like these places like Atlantis. I know they sound far fetched and like these fables, but they're based off of something, and that's what blows me away. Or like, have you heard of these conspiracies? How like the pyramids might not actually be built by the Egyptians, stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many things like that that are just blow me away. Where I'm just like, fuck, how am I supposed to understand life when something else like this blows me away? And then it's just like, oh well, if you believe in this, then you're technically not supposed to believe in this.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
It's just there's so many types of religions that's what I like what I previously said that's where politics come in a way, and that's what kind of manipulates people's decisions in a way. So, in my understanding here. So, yeah, it's just religion is a pretty crazy topic. I mean, it's just
Science trumps all.
exactly. Yeah, so
That's all I can say. But then again, it's hard to understand what science is too.
yeah.
I mean, I know you personally have never probably tripped on psychedelics before,
No.
but there is something there that we just do not understand as human beings as well. I don't know if you know this, but there's actually people that have gone through post-traumatic stress syndrome or have been addicted to certain drugs or alcohol and have taken psilocybin and actually just recovered instantaneously. That's like an addiction that they've had almost their whole life, and then they just let me just fucking pop 5 grams of mushrooms, and then all of a sudden their brain rewires, and then they stop smoking. They stop being scared of like flashbangs and shit like that. Like, how does our brain work when shit like that happens? Like, that blows me away. Like, again, this brings me back to us as humans don't know anything about everything. We don't know nothing. And the more we discover, it's just like harder for us to understand. Because now, I don't know if you've known this, but Colorado legalized decriminalized psilocybin mushrooms.
Yeah.
So like, it's okay to have mushrooms there now. Like, what the fuck?
So this is what I personally believe how things should be.
Holla at your boy.
So this is what I think things should personally be. And I've actually had a really good discussion with one of my family members, which is my dad. He said and I actually agree with this 100%. He told me that the reason way things can stop it's crime, or reason why things could stop it's like, you know, cops chasing some drug lords, cartels and everything like that, is if they legalize every single drug. He says that all the crime would go down. If people want to get whatever they want to get, just get it right there. So, I mean, there would be no judgment. There would be no, there would be some things going on too. I mean, because the conservative side is going to be like, oh, what the hell is this? I mean, don't you have how you guys are peace, your morals, and everything like that? But see, that's what it is. I mean, we're put out here because we're supposed to take our Mother Nature and consume what we see. So, if everything was legalized, which is the drugs, I just think that 100% things would be solved of the problems.
Yeah. A lot of people think that too, with a lot of different, like, again, the decriminalization of marijuana kind of stopped a little bit of crime in Denver and wherever
Yeah.
else it's legal. Like they kind of got away with that stuff. So imagine if they did more. Again, this is kind of fucked up, but they did it more with like heroin or crack cocaine. There's going to be some people that are going to overdose, and there's going to be people that do a lot of drugs. Guess what? They would have done it if it wasn't legal and if it wasn't there. But there are going to be those people that don't do it as much, where they're just like, oh, I like to do a little bit of heroin once in a while. Can I have a place to do it so I don't have to do it illegally?
Yeah.
That's the thing. But drugs are a weird thing in itself too, because throughout history, there's different times where drugs were legal and illegal. Like during wartime, there's times where we just use cocaine to just fucking numb our troops and just be like, go on, keep going.
Yeah.
You can keep fighting. Steroids, shit like that. That's just pumped up through fucking the military.
Yeah, no. I mean, see, and that's the thing. A lot of things want to be. That's just pretty trippy there, you know. Everything has their good and bad,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, that's what I personally think. It's just everything has good and it's bad, no matter what. So that's gonna be a pretty hard thing to legalize is drugs for nowadays.
Yeah. But that's good to have that kind of like moral outlook, I guess you could say. That
Yeah.
kind of mindset is like, you know, it's always going to be good and bad. I mean, that's why they believe in like yin and yang, right? There's the only way that circle's perfectly balanced is because there is that good and bad going on at the same time. And I kind of believe in your sense too. Like, unfortunately, there always has to be something good to contradict the bad that happens in this world. Always. I mean, even in fucking magnetic science, you have a plus and a minus. Like, why is that even a thing? It's kind of the law of life and nature. Even the way some of your particles and atoms are arranged inside of your body are because of pluses and minuses, like a positive and a negative. You turn that into a moral thing that's like good and bad. It's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, and see, that's I personally, you know, and the thing is about it is like not every, I mean, and that's what's going on is because whenever a person did something bad, they don't really see the good in them.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, just a certain thing, you know. It's life's confusing. Like you said about the good and bad.
It is very confusing. Life is one of the best. Life is so amazing because of how complex it is.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand it at all. But I want to try to understand it, and hopefully being able to be open-minded to everything, like again, the aliens, the different religions, the different dimensional spirits, whatever, you know. I want to be open to all of it because I don't know what is and what isn't true.
Yeah.
Because again, it's all whatever. What if right now this is a simulation that we're in? Like we made it so far that we've gotten so advanced that we made it to the simulation stage, but we are the simulation. We're playing the simulation game right now.
That kind of reminds me in a way, in a certain sense, of the Matrix.
Yeah, that I mean, that's the best example is that we kind of already have made it that far, but some of us don't even know it because we've done it from birth. Imagine that if you were hooked up to the Matrix from birth, like you would never know there was nothing out there but the Matrix. And that's kind of a possibility. Like if you think of it this way, there's kids out there that have had a Facebook since the beginning of their life. Yeah, I know that sounds weird, right? Literally have had a Facebook from the beginning of their life. They're probably as old as you are right now, 18. But Facebook has been around for that long that their parents started one of them as a baby. They're like, hey, let's start little Junior a Facebook. He turns to be 17, maybe fucking 13. And they're like, hey, let's give him the Facebook that we started him as a little kid. Now he goes on doing that Facebook, but yet it started when he was a baby. There is a lot of kids that have started their whole lives on Facebook or on social media, and us going back to social media is kind of crazy too, but there are a bunch of people that have lived that life now.
But the thing is about that is just, well, kind of, I don't know. That's just pretty, that could be possible. But the mother kind of becoming, trying to say, hey, let's make this kid an account, like you were just saying. But like, so are you talking about like another simulation of the mother or the mother that's living in the simulation here?
I think I got too deep on the simulation thing right there. But in the simulation, we're in a simulation, we don't even know it. Just like kids that have had a Facebook that don't even know it. Like since they were born, you know. They're like, oh, how long have I had my Facebook? Oh, you've had it since you were born. Like that's kind of the same aspect as if we were in a simulation since the beginning we were born. We would never know unless, you know, you kind of feel like asking your mom, hey, mom, are we in a simulation? Your mom would probably say no, because what if she was in a simulation since she was born? They would never know. That's just kind of that same sense. Technology is weird. What's up, everybody? Do a quick little bit of shout-outs. Angela Beta is still here. Angel. So why did I say Angela? Angel Beta says, you have dirt under your chin. I'm pretty sure she's talking about you, not me. I just recently shaved. Thank you. Contraband for Starlink. Hello. Michael Olivas, what's up? It's called Amsterdam. I think they make alcohol legal too. Candice says this isn't a simulation though. If it was, I want out. This isn't Fallout though, bro. And Cody says, I love you. Love you too, guys. Thank you guys for joining. Again, we're just here hanging out, just chatting, random stuff. You never know what can come up here on MuseMe TV. All the stuff to talk about.
Let's see.
So you into cars? You like cars?
Oh, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know 100% about cars. I mean, there are some cars that are my favorite that I personally want.
Yeah.
I would definitely...
It's an example. What's a car that you want that isn't gay?
I mean, there's a lot of types of cars that I would love to get. For one, for instance, my dream car was always a Dodge Challenger Hellcat.
Okay.
That was, 707 horses. And then the other car that I really wanted as my dream car as well, I love all the Tokyo cars there too.
Yeah.
Those are...
Japanese imports, baby.
Yeah, but I don't know too much about cars, but I would say Dodge Challenger Hellcat for right now.
No Tesla in there? You're not into the Tesla? Have you seen how fast the Tesla goes?
Yeah, they can go up to 60 miles an hour up to 3 seconds later.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 3 seconds and 60 miles.
He's actually going to release this new one called the Hellcat.
Yeah.
The Tesla Hellcat. It's going to go 60 in less than 0.3 seconds. You know how fast that is, dude? You know how fast it's going to be able to go? Over 600 miles an hour.
That's just
what the fuck?
That's insane. I thought that's what an average aircraft goes to.
Well, guess what, guys? We're gonna be flying in Tesla cars,
and then before we know, we're gonna be having flying cars going all over the damn place now.
I think the whole concept is to have these Tesla cars on the road, so that there's gonna be 2 lanes, where it's gonna be the human lane and then the Tesla lane, where the Tesla lane can go 6,000 miles, just. But the human lane, unfortunately, is only going to be able to go 60.
That's going to be a lot of death right there.
Well, no, because, okay, think of it this way. Think of if it's a wall that's a whole concrete wall that doesn't allow any of the electric car or the robot cars or the cars on autopilot to mix with the human drive. So you know how you're on the intersection and it literally says go left to go off of Los Alamos or whatever? Mm-hmm. What if it says that same thing and be like, go left to go on human lane and stay right to go into autopilot mode? And so whatever road you take, the car recognizes that, and the cars that are on autopilot mode get to go the 600 miles an hour, but the other cars that, obviously the human cars that are driving by humans, are only 600.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy.
That's going to be amazing.
Yeah, but let's just say a carjacker, right? Let's just say he's going to steal
You're so negative.
I'm not negative. I'm being realistic here. Let's just say this freaking carjacker decides to steal a Tesla.
Okay, one Tesla out of the 2 million that have been sold already.
But let's just say that 600 mile per hour Tesla. But you know what they're gonna need next to pursue it? They're gonna be needing freaking UAVs. They're gonna be needing some freaking fighter jets and stuff like that. Now, cops eventually gonna have to be driving planes to pursue it. That's gonna be funny, but
Yeah, right.
and they're gonna have to steal some from the Air Force.
Just straight up jet planes flying through.
That'll be nice too.
Let me just pull out the jet fighter pilot to catch this fucker. He's in a Tesla.
And then the way they're gonna stop that freaking car is just they're gonna shoot some electrical missiles if they come up with the technology and fry the whole system.
Yeah, what is that called? EMPs? Yeah.
EMPs, yeah. EMP missiles. That's just gonna be pure funny.
I don't know, man. I think it's something to look forward to, though.
Yeah, true.
I want a car that goes 600 miles an hour. I want an electric car in general. I think the whole concept of just like letting a car drive itself is pretty cool. I mean, don't you like the aspect of fast food, right?
Yeah.
Like somebody else making it and getting it done right away. Is it the same thing with the car? Do you always want to drive?
Oh, yeah. I'm always the person that drives and everything like that. But however, if I want to be in a 600-mile car, that's something that I have to get real quick. Let's just say if my career life to a meeting, or let's just say I have to get to work. Let's just say that I overslept, right? And if I still have some time to 10 minutes, let's just say let's just say, because I live in Tijeras, right? I live in Tijeras, and then my work is all the way almost to Rio Rancho. That's an hour drive.
Okay.
And let's just say I would use that 600 mile per hour Tesla just to get there in less than 5 minutes.
There you go, right? Quick.
Exactly. You know what I'd be, and then yeah. So all I just do is just get ready and then just get in there and just take me to work there.
Boom. So Tesla car 1, Hellcat 0. Just kidding. Well, just give it time. What Tesla's going to do is they actually release the patent for batteries. So Dodge is going to do it here soon. Ford is going to do it here soon. Tesla's getting so popular now that these other cars are going to have to kind of transition and do what Tesla's doing.
Yeah. Well, the good thing and what's going to be beneficial about it, I mean, sorry to say this, not trying to say, hey, critical about technology, at least what's going to solve is not going to be extracting so much oil.
Yeah. Well, you will be extracting nickel. You need a bunch of nickel to make those batteries.
Yeah.
That's even worse to extract. I know there's always good to the bad. Always.
Yeah.
Always good to the bad. Like they're like, oh yeah, Tesla cars, they'll help us out. Well, guess what? We're mining nickel. We never had to mine nickel before, but now we're mining nickel, and now it ruins the earth faster. Just an example. I don't think it ruins the earth faster, but who knows? I'm not a scientist. I like to claim to be, though.
Yeah. Let's see. Now about the...
I think we're good. I think we're good on technology for a little bit. I think we had enough. I think we had enough talk about technology. So I mean, I don't want to go into a politics thing either.
No, that's okay. I mean,
I know, right? You're a big old Trump supporter, right? Yeah, build that wall. Well, I'm Mexican. I can say that. So just letting you guys know.
There's various reasons why.
Gun. That's all I care about. See, that's the thing, though. As a political person like me, I like to be centered. There's ideas from the left that I like and ideas from the right that I like. I should be able to center those ideas into one.
Such as a liberal.
Yeah.
Liberal.
But not really a liberal, because a liberal is turning more into the whole aspect of a leftist.
This is the Democrat side.
Yeah, more of a Democrat side. I think liberals are more democratic.
Yeah.
Instead of it being a center, like what is a good like party for centered? I don't know. I just like to call myself centered as much as I can.
There's independent.
Yeah, I guess you could say independent.
Actually, what the funny part is I was independent as well. I selected myself independent, though.
But what happened?
There was other things that I didn't really like. Because, let me tell you this, I did research.
Okay.
Originally, I was going to go for Biden.
Okay.
However, I did a lot of more research. Remember there's that famous saying, the party switched, but in reality it didn't. Because back in the 1800s when Abraham Lincoln was president, he was Republican. He was the one that freed the slaves during that time. And then later on, more forward, the Democratic Party has the one that started the Confederate flag, and was actually the one that wanted to increase more of the segregation during the 60s, though. So, I mean, I'm sure that it's kind of a bit weird here what happened, because it's weird between the 50s and the 60s. That's when things all of a sudden switched, and now they want to put all the bad dirt on the Republican side.
Yeah.
And they just want to say this Republican is the racist side.
Well, I hate the fact that you can actually be a politician and switch your political party during your whenever. Like if you were campaigning as a Republican, but you weren't doing so well, maybe next term you wanted to go as a Democrat.
Yeah.
Or I'm pretty sure during the actual thing, if you're like campaigning as a Republican and then we're like, fuck it, I'm going Democrat, fuck it. I think you can do that. I'm not too sure. Again, don't quote me on that. I'm not a fucking political scientist. But I do think that I don't like how they do that. And again, I like how you did bring that up, is the sides kind of just end up switching roles. Yeah. Like, hey, we are all about the left, but you have a bunch of ideas like the right. I guess the best example that I have is that like the left right now kind of pushes a lot of freedoms in a kind of like in a very bad way. I don't want to say like in a, but I guess you're saying like they make you try to believe in a certain way without understanding why you should believe that way or why you are not believing in that certain way.
Yeah, no, that's a true factor about that, what you're saying. I mean, that's a good point of view there too. But what's pretty trippy, back going to social media, is like, remember when I was saying that how they wanted us to make them feel, remember, how it led to, they just want to make us feel sorries, and then they just want to make us feel that this is the actual bad person here of that political, That's just what's crazy about it. Regarding about the party switched, I would say it's possible, but in reality, I wouldn't really think so 100% though. Or, yeah, that's like I said, everybody has their political views, it's pretty crazy.
And we're not, I'm not saying we're super smart, but I'm not trying to fucking understand all the ins and outs of politics at this level anyways. Yeah. I want to be, I love, there's this other scientist that I really like, Eric Weinstein, where he talks about, I would love to have a council of very wise people that I can just trust without having to know what they're doing. I don't need to know what the decisions they make. I don't need to know why they did what they did, because I trust them. I trust every decision that they make. But there is no like that's not really how it is. It's not, we have to kind of like hope they make the right decision and go off of the decision of a majority of what people want.
Yeah.
So again, if it's about going to war, say like, oh, we need to go to war with this country. Well, guess what? There's going to be about half of those people that don't want to go to war. So what are you going to do then? You're going to listen to half of those people, or are you going to listen to the other half? But if we had this council or this group of people that really knew exactly what they needed to do politically, economically, military-wise, everything, I wouldn't care. I would be like, you make the decision, and I totally agree with everything you do. But then again, it has to be more than just one person in there too. It has to be wise people that you can really, really trust, that you can just be like, man, you've probably been through so much shit. I trust your military background. Dang, you've discovered some of the best elements in the world. I totally trust your scientific analysis. Yeah. But we're not there right now. Where we're at is we got a guy that's almost dead and a pop star, literally, that control the world. I mean, I don't want to say the United States is the world, but we're a big figure. We're fucking huge in this world. So what's not to say that the choices that we're making are just kind of digging us a hole that we can't really get out of. Example is like, okay, what if we put this platform to a sense where China is getting better than us? And it kind of sounds weird. It's like, oh, why would China ever get better than us? They already have more people than us. They're already starting to become more technologically advanced. Like they're starting to come up with cooler shit than us. So what are we going to do when their like money system and other countries start coming to them for resources instead of America? Like, what are we going to do?
And that's what's the crazy part about it is if that, in case that happens, things would become pretty. I don't know how I can use this word, but
Fucked. Yeah, I know.
yeah, fucked. But like I said, it wouldn't be so free how it was in the original amendments. I'm sure that things are going to be controlled of maybe the government, or maybe it would become a dictator type of way in our country, sort of sense, and they're going to rely so much on us. You know, if this person's not really worthy enough, we're not going to really have them here, you know, because that's how things work. So
It's a weird subject. It's crazy to think about.
yeah.
Who knows what it's going to be like here soon. Again, though, China's kind of close to taking over the world. I'm not saying they will, but
Well, I mean, the thing is about it is we have the strongest military
yeah,
in the world, regardless. We have the craziest technology, like I said. We have thousands of fighter jets. We have over, you know, we have so many aircraft carriers. You know, we have so many battleships that the Navy has. You know, we have really powerful special forces that us military we can provide here, you know. And we have so much nuclear on top of that
yeah.
that actually can turn into world domination in a way, you know. So no matter what, if China became, I mean, no matter what, how much China becomes more powerful in a certain way, but we have more nuclear missiles that's been made
Yeah.
daily, you know. So I don't think they would not really want to mess with us yet, because no.
And I know we have an advantage over our actual freedom, because think of it this way, like if you're in China and they're like, you need to invent cell phone, and you invent a cell phone, you're going to invent a cell phone based off of being told to invent it. I have to invent a cell phone, and then you're going to invent a cell phone. Maybe it won't be the best compared to a guy that's in his room where just like, hey, I think I should create a cell phone, or hey, I feel like I should create a cell phone. So the innovation and the tech and like the thought process is more free and liberating because they're doing it out of like the ambition to want to better the world instead of like being told by your government, hey, make a cell phone. So I feel technology wise, we'll always be ahead of other countries is because we have that innovation goal. Like we let our Americans build and be innovative by themselves in their room. And then be like, and you never know because the next guy does end up making the internet, does end up making an atomic bomb, does end up making cool new technology and stuff like that because we let them do it instead of told them to do it. That's why the iPhone is better than other phones. That's why we have a bunch of cool shit. That's why a lot of the Made in America brand is kind of, good. People like that shit. So I feel like our innovations are just a lot on par because we have the freedom to do it.
Exactly.
Compared to other countries. Same thing with music. I think that's why our music is a little bit better than other countries too, is because we're more free, we have so many more.
And then we have the right to express
Yeah.
the feelings.
Of anything. Yeah.
Exactly.
We can express the feelings from happiness to sadness to death to suicide to every feeling. And we have, because there's so much music out there that embraces that compared to other places.
Yeah. And see, and that's why exactly I went for him, for Trump. And yeah, I'm not saying that he's a good person. No, I didn't really like him, but I went for him for other various reasons, you know.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's the thing. I mean,
I think you voting for Trump is better than people voting for Biden because they hate Trump.
exactly.
That makes sense.
And they don't, and see, that's the thing, is because people don't actually do their actual research. You know, people need to analyze two things. They need to analyze, okay, what's the beneficial of this guy here? Okay, oh, he's bad at this one. Okay, he's bad at this one. All right, let's go look at the other guy. Okay, you know, that's what I think people should do. But however, that's going to be an exception for people, whatever they're going to be fighting for. You know, I understand where exactly the Black Lives Matter is coming from. I exactly know exactly where the LGBTQ community is coming from. I understand exactly where the feminist group is coming up from, because those type of people, they went through shit in their past history, and they want to express what they went through, but what we're not seeing here, you know. So, and that's the biggest thing. But however, what I don't agree is that it's all on Trump. It's all on Trump. It's all on Trump. But no, it's not all on Trump. You got to look at everything where the actual problem came from. You know, for instance, let's just say that these immigrants got locked up in the cages, right? But then, you know, they're saying Trump's fault. But yeah, clearly he's telling some shit like that too. But then who created the cages? Obama? You know, he's the Democratic side. See, that's what I'm saying here is you got to look at everything. So that's why exactly I went for Trump.
Hell yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
And that's why we're Americans. So
Exactly.
We're here to vote for who we want to and get the ideas from them.
And we have the freedom of speech.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Freedom of speech. But I believe that it's become a problem too, because it's been taken so much advantage of, that it's just been ruining people's feelings or people's thoughts and process. That's why there's that saying, never bring politics, sports, and religion into a dinner table.
Yeah. Just ruined it.
Yep. So what do you think about that?
It's horrible. Sad.
Yeah.
To be fair. Anyways, Kevin, we've been here for an hour and 2 minutes. Been here for a while. Let's not end on a bad note. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Would you date a porn star? Okay, the biggest thing is like, you know, sometimes she gets the penis sometimes. But she's hot and she loves you. How would you feel about dating a porn star?
That's a big trying process. I mean, if she's a good person, you know, if she's pretty cool and chill.
Yeah, everything's great. She's a 10 out of 10. Great catch, amazing. But she does porno twice every month. One dick. Always random. Never know who it is. Twice a month, though. That's it. It's not like it's every day or something. Twice a month. Would you date a porn star? Could you date a porn star?
It depends what type. It depends what type it is. If it's not famous, if it's famous, I wouldn't.
No, just again, someone hot. Again, nobody that you probably know. I'm not going to be like, hey, let's look up famous porn stars. A very attractive woman, amazing personality, great person, love to hang out with them, but their career is in porno.
Let me see. Let me think for a minute. Actually, let me think.
And that's all we had for today's episode, guys. Thank you for joining.
No, I would not. No, I would not.
Nah, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's a touchy thing. A lot of people don't know what they would do. The thing is, though, I wish that I can put you in that scenario so that we would find out what you would do. Because, okay, I think if you were hitting it off, so, okay, say I had a party,
all right,
and you're hanging out, and you're hitting it off with this girl in my living room, and you were just having a good time, You guys end up hooking up, and she doesn't tell you till maybe till the second date. But you already had all this great time, this great intimate stuff before that. Who knows how you would feel, right? Because you don't know how she made you feel within that time period before she said, I like to get dicked for money. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. MuseMe TV, guys. Give it up for my guest, Kevin. He was awesome. Thank you for coming in, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Right.
You got to come in some other time. Just random talks.
All right.
You just come in and we talk about fucking whatever. Nothing was scripted. Nothing was... Like, even when we were in the car, I was like, don't talk about Jake Paul. We're going to talk about that on there.
Right, yeah.
So it's just random. Every
right.
time you come in, we'll have some random topic, get something going.
Okay.
Would you like my fans or anybody on social media to find you on social media? You can give out any handles you want to give. Any shout outs, anything right now?
Yeah, shout out to this one viewer. I think his name is Zubia. And that's his last name, actually, Giovanni Zubia. If you're watching there, I'd say what's up to you. I know you're in there. Just follow me on Instagram or Snapchat. Anyways, I'll provide more of the info later on if you can.
Yeah, for sure, guys. You guys know what to do. Just Google MuseMe TV. You guys will find me. I swear to God. Guys, take it easy. We'll have more guests coming in soon, all right? Peace. Oh, you son of a bitch. See, this is what happens. Great production value here, guys.